of the 5th grade math worksheets, and we're going to be going over mainly decimals today. So first thing is going to be multiplying decimals. Let's try number 3. So I'm going to just write the 0.6 first. 0.6 times 9. So when you multiply decimals, it's basically the same thing as when you just multiply regular numbers. So 9 times 6 is 54. So the 4 goes to the bottom, 5 goes to the top. And 0 times 9 is 0, plus 5 is 5. And when you multiply decimals, you have to see how many numbers are behind the decimal. So here in this case, there's only one number behind the decimal. So decimal goes behind one number. So the answer to number 3 is 5.4. Let's try one more. Let's try number 8. So 0.10 or 0.10 times 4. So 0 times 4, we all know anything times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 0 is 0. In this case, how many numbers are behind the decimal? 1, 2. So there's going to be 2 numbers behind the decimal as well. So the answer to number 8 is 0.40. So this one's very simple. Okay, next topic, we're going to be going over dividing decimals. So let's try number 3. 8. Remember that 8, the first number goes into the decimal, so 8.0 divided by 0.4. So when you can't multiply a decimal on the outside here, so you have to move the decimal to one side, and that'll just be 4. And if you want to move that to one side, you must also move this one to one side. So it would result to 4 divided by 80, basically. And the decimals are right here. And then 4, just divide like usual. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 goes into 8 2 times. So 4 times 2 is 8, which is 0. And then you bring down the 0. And we know that 4 goes into 0 times, so it's 20. So the answer to number 3 is 20. This one may be a little bit more tricky, so let's do one more question. Let's do number 8. So 4.4 divided by 0.2. 0.2. So like before, you can't have a decimal number here, so move this one and move this one over. That would be 2 divided by 44. So 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 4, 0, and then bring down the 4. And then 2 goes into 4 again 2 times. 2 times 2 minus 4 is 0, or 2 times 2 minus 4 is 0. So the answer to number 8 is 22. Just have to practice this a little more. Okay, next topic, adding and subtracting decimals. So this is basically just adding, so I don't think this will be that hard. So 222.553 plus 742.77. Just add like usual. 7 plus 3 is 10, so put the 0 here. The 1 as a reminder, 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So put the 3 here, 1 here. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 7 plus 2 is 9. And for addition, you just bring the decimal right down. So the answer to number 1 is 965.30 cents. Make sure to not forget the dollar sign. Let's do one more. This one's pretty simple. So 238.23 minus 175.64. So 3 minus 4, we can't do that, so change this to 13, which is a 9. And then since you borrowed from here, change it to a 1. 1 minus 6 you can't do, so add another 1. 11 minus 6 is 5. Since you borrowed here, change this to a 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. 3 minus 7, you can't do that, so 13 minus 7, which is 6. And then since you borrowed here, change this to 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. And since the decimal's right here, just bring it right down, so the answer to this is $62.59. This one's pretty easy. And last but not least, convert decimals to fractions. So basically this 0.6, the 6 is in the 10th place. Here, if you look here, 0.36, 36 would be in the 100th place. So let's compare it. So the first one, 0.6, since it's on the 10th place, it will be 6 over 10. That's basically it. That's the fraction. And then, if you simplify it, we know that 2 goes into both 6 and 10. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the answer to this is 3 over 5. Now let's compare this with like number 4, where this is the 100th place. So this first place is the 10th place, the second place is the 100th place. So it'd be 28 over 100. And if you want to go slower, now we all know that 28 is divisible by 4, right? And 100 is divisible by 4. So what is 28 divided by 4? Yep, it's 7. Ooh, why does this stop working? Sorry. And then, and then 100 divided by 4 is 25. Oh, I don't know why it's doing this right now. So the answer to this is 7 over 25. That's basically the difference. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this lesson.